Beach Defense is a defensive style game where players will use bomber planes in order to stop incoming invaders from reaching their base at the bottom of the screen. Bomber planes will spawn in on the right side of the screen in a conveyor belt fashion. They will spawn in from bottom to top, at which they will clump up together. Only a certain number of bomber planes can be on the screen at once before the player will have to use some in order to make room for more. Enemies will spawn in from the top of the screen. Each enemy will take the shortest route possible to reach the base at the bottom. Not all enemies can cross obstacles such as trenches, so they will have to go through choke points. These choke points can be used by the player. In order to use a bomber plane, players will have to tap on the icon on the right side of the screen. Once it is activated, they can tap anywhere on the left side of the screen and drag across the field. Once they let go, the plane will follow that path and then it'll launch bombs as it's going. Each of the plane and enemy types will have their own unique speed. The player will have to account for these speeds when they decide the path that each plane will travel. In this case, the plane is able to bomb over 2 enemies just in time. Once an enemy has been eliminated, they will immediately stop moving and quickly fade away. But this will not stop the other enemies from continuing down their path. The remaining enemies will continue going down their path until they've reached the end of the base or been eliminated. Luckily, the players should be able to predict their path and quickly be able to finish them off. In the unfortunate event where an enemy does reach the bottom of the screen where the base is, the base will lose 1 life, and then the enemy will despawn. It will be very important for players to get value from each of their planes and keep the enemy numbers under control. Otherwise, too many enemies will swarm in at once, and then the player will be eliminated. Beach Defense displays not just basic enemies, but also some advanced ones. Some enemies will bring their own walkboard in order to cross over obstacles, and some enemies are just too big to go down in one hit. In order to combat the oncoming swarms of invaders, players will have access to various plane types that focus on different speeds and bombing capabilities. There will be plenty of skills in Beach Defense for players to master and enjoy.